That's his daddy's little signature thing. That's what Kevin Hart always told us. Welcome back to Gizmo and the Goon. Y'all know this. This is Gizmo. I am the Goon. Probably, probably the most disliked individual overall on YouTube. The things you people will say to me, Lord have mercy. It's a good thing that, you know what I mean, I'm pretty much built for this, right? The Giz need socks. So I'm going to grab those, hold tight. The Gizmo keeps some socks, everybody. The Gizmo keeps some socks. This little girl got more socks, y'all, than any little girl in the history of little girls. You know what I'm saying? This little girl has more socks than anybody in the history of socks. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Gizmo. Shout out to the people, you know what I'm saying? Awesome's in the house. That's what it is. Black masculinity, stand up. We don't stand down. We don't pick and choose the battles. We take them all. Get my mics up. Yo, get the mics up through the front of the spot. Y'all know, y'all remember when your daddy, get the, that was my, all the cuss words, you know what I'm saying, but you couldn't really, you know what I mean, say them. Yeah, that's what, listen, y'all feeling this? I'm kind of thinking the ruffian, you know what I mean? I think I'm going to let this thing do what it do for quite some time. Stay clean, stay smelling good. However, I'm thinking about kind of letting this thing do what it do. Y'all give me a, you know what I mean, a one if you're liking it, if you're liking the rough, two if I need to get a haircut. Be honest with you, I don't really particularly care what you think. However, I am interested, you know what I'm saying? The Giz is in the house, Daddy's pumpkin. Mwah. She's here, and we're going to put some, listen, man, I'm glad to be back with y'all. There's so much going on, you know what I mean? And, you know, y'all listen, I'm growing in real time, you know what I'm saying? I'm picking up information, you know what I'm saying? I'm like that data, I'm like that Terminator 2, you know what I'm saying? I'm steady learning, you know what I'm saying? I'm steady picking up new information, you know what I'm saying? I'm steady processing it, you know what I mean? And able to implement it in real time, you know what I'm saying? So that's always a great thing. I want to shout out my boss. He gave me something today, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to get a little bit of, I was trying to figure out some things I need to do for her tomorrow. And I said, man, listen, man, I need, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of time to, you know what I mean, figure that out. And he says, listen, I'm not going to take the monkey off my back and put, you know, wait a minute. He said, I'm not going to take the monkey off your back and put it on mine. You know what I'm saying? That was so real. You know, shout out to the boss. You know what I'm saying? I told him I'm absolutely stunned that. Shout out to everybody who we got in the house. Destiny once you feeling that, okay, you look exhausted. But never that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a beast. I don't do tired. You know, I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired. You know what I'm saying? I got 6. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? I believe it's all a mindset. You know what I'm saying? I'm a warrior. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm about. And that's what this is about. And you know, I listen. There's a lot of people that don't like me, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. And it's really funny because when I'm hearing these people, what they tell me is I've had a sister. Well, one guy, he says, well, HQ. You know what I'm saying? She finds me extremely odious. And that's not a bad word for a GED, y'all. Odious. I can't spell it. ODIOUS. Odious. All right, see the right there. Now, she doesn't like me at all. I would like to know why, though. Why am I so detestable to this woman? What is it about me what's about her, myself, that bothers her so much, right? Shout out Destiny One. She said, hey, Gizmo, you getting a shout out? The Giz is in the house. Said hi, love, hey, hello, loves hearts, hello. Destiny One in his out. You look exhausted. No, Melinda, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm telling you something. I'm really, really, really rare in that regard. You know what I'm saying? I have a very thick skin. I'm just a man who just keep churning. You know what I'm saying? Keep churning, right? Because that's what men do. There was a brother going off earlier today, right before I got on, and he was explaining all of the things that black men go through. You know what I'm saying? How it's not okay for a man to cry, and how men, you know what I mean, continually get dumped on, and you know what I mean, and the problems that he's experiencing. And I get that, brother. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to know that I understand that. However, nobody cares. And I tell my, you know, anybody knows me knows that I'll say nobody cares. And people don't like when I say it, but it's really true, right? People don't care. You know what I'm saying? Your job is to get it done. And that's what being a man is. It's a thankless job. And you know, you shouldn't be looking for people to probably acknowledge you, because in truth, probably they won't, right? That's just not the way it goes. Hopefully, maybe people will appreciate you at a later date and time when you're dead. That's a hope. You know what I'm saying? Very few times when people appreciate you in real time and give you fun. Shout out to my baby girl, you know what I'm saying? My oldest daughter, she gives daddy his flowers now because she recognizes, you know, everything that I said, it came true, and then her life has taken a much dramatic turn for the better. And I love my daughter, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to her. I'm glad to see y'all in here, you know what I'm saying? And it's good to be back. How was everybody's weekend? You know what I'm saying? How was, you know what I mean? How my people doing? I wanted to really ask a couple things before I get to, you know, before I get into today's message in terms of, I really want to know, what do y'all think is the biggest problem with me? I'm a very guy. I'm a guy who's tries to be very self-aware. I'm a guy, you know, who likes to tap into the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying? What about me is truly the problem? Now, I have my own particularly views. However, I'm really interested in what the people think, because in the end, you know what I mean? I'm just, you know, I'm really curious as to the feedback that I get. And one thing about me, I can take it good or bad. I don't pick and choose. I don't leave the portions that I like and drop the portions and keep the portions that I do. When I knew when I was jumping out here, I was taking it all. When I was putting my life on Front Street, you know what I'm saying, I was taking it all. And so that's one of the things, you know what I'm saying, that's always important to me, is take it all. Now, y'all feeling this tie. What y'all think about this tie? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the tie. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm running out of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put these things together. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think I was gonna be able to, you know, put on a shirt and tie today. You know what I'm saying? It didn't look promising. However, at the last minute, I was able to find one, able to put this thing together. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Destiny One. You feeling okay? Look, polka dot. You know what I'm saying? With that, is that a turquoise, Destiny One? Is that turquoise? Is that a I think that's turquoise. I think what, Gizmo? What? All right. Well, yeah, it could be turquoise, right? Now, further ado, thank you, Destiny One. Now, further ado, let's get into today's topic. There has been so much said on this particular subject, right? Y'all know the title of today's video. It is, well, I didn't title it because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Usually I have to remember to do that. But however you saw the post, it is, who is the prize? We've heard this, men, women going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, this thing is so far, have gotten so far and pulled people in such two different directions. It is crazy. Black men saying they're the prize, black women saying they're prize. And I deal specifically with our community because that's what I care about. I know y'all say my daughter's white. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she's black because she's my seed. Doesn't matter. I care about the black community because that's just really what that is, right? Now, so, you know, you can't expose me. I don't care nothing about that. You know what I mean? Yes, her mother is white. She's a black baby, and I take care of her. So that's just the bottom line, okay? Hopefully one day her mother may get it together. If she doesn't, you know, I still have to, you know, go about doing the things that I need to do. Now, here we go. Who's the prize, right? I know what y'all thinking I'm gonna say. I know, because listen, I know y'all, because y'all is fickle. Who thinks I'm gonna say men are the prize? Put a 1 in the chat. If you think I'm gonna say men are the prize, put 1 in the chat. Right now, knowing what little y'all know about, you know what I'm saying, where I presented myself, y'all tell me, what am I gonna say? Put the 1 in the chat if you think that I'm gonna say, right now, men are the prize. Go. Looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, hearing, you know what I mean, what y'all think. Looking forward to knowing what y'all, Gizmo, that is not, no, you don't do that. You have nothing, you don't eat no ties. I'm really interested, Destiny gave me what? All right. Who else, you know what I'm saying? I'm really interested to know what y'all think. If y'all think I'm going to say, 10 of y'all in this joker, y'all get them likes up for the kid. I know, you know what I mean? Some of y'all be sneaking, watching my content, you know what I mean? Y'all going to learn some things, okay? It's okay to, you know, it's okay not to like me. It's all right, but still hit the chat. He'll hit the like, appreciate. Okay, Ugly Sanchez says 1. Okay, let me get one more. Y'all to tap on in, you know what I'm saying? And tell me before I give y'all my answer. Because I'm going to bring this thing once and for all to a close. Because this is going to be really epic, right? So let me see, you know what I'm saying? I can get one more of y'all, nice people, to give me a response. I got 9 of y'all in here. 3 likes. Give me one more. Come on, y'all, give me 3. I know, listen, I know I'm very distasteful to a lot of y'all. Some of y'all just watching, you know what I'm saying, just from the back. And listen, from what I've heard from a couple of my own, they say a couple guys are starting to even sound like me, right? You know, they're starting to be more blunt, and they're stopping to pick and riding the fence. I don't particularly know, and I don't particularly care. I know that I'm an original. There's nothing phony or fake about me. So therefore, you can only fake it for so long because sooner or later you're going to be put on the spot and you're going to be called to the carpet. You know what I'm saying? So that's the and before I get to that, I want to say something else. I want to apologize for something because I need to speak on this specifically. Initially on my Kendra interview, I think I said something along the lines of real men don't need therapy, right? I want to apologize for that. Nobody told me to say that because don't nobody tell Awesome to do nothing, okay? I think things through and then I come up with the answers to the questions, okay? So nobody, that's not what anybody told me. That's not what anybody even said. However, the reason I believe that I was wrong for that is because for me to say that would mean that another brother, you know what I'm saying, having a problem and going to another, maybe, here's the thing, as long as you go into a black man to get your answers, you know what I'm saying, somebody who can empathize with you and somebody who can put themselves in your position, I'm all for that, right? You know what I mean? Probably anything else I'm probably not for. So that, you know, that would be the caveat to that. But I do want to apologize for that because one of my best YouTube buddies, I just ran back into him on these YouTube streets. Shout out to the kosher clinician. All right, the kosher clinician. If you brothers, please support him. You sisters, please support the kosher clinician. He's a black licensed therapist out of North Carolina. He loves his Tar Heels. You know what I'm saying? And very good black man, solid. You know what I'm saying? Very well educated, you know what I'm saying? Well-rounded brother. And I 100%, you know what I'm saying, support him in everything that he do. So I want to make sure I shout him out. Not sure why it's not giving me the option to like your life. I don't know, Ugly Sanchez. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Like I say, I think that they don't really want me to rise. They don't really want a guy like me to really rise to it. But here's the thing, I don't really trip on that because, you know, one thing I know that whatever the creator got for me, can't nobody stop, right? So that's what I agree. Never tell a female your problems, no matter who the female. That's facts, Ugly Sanchez. And listen, and I know that a lot of conversations are uncomfortable like this, Ugly Sanchez, because what people don't understand is women lose respect for men who vent to them. All right, your wounds need to be cauterized. Now, if you're just telling them from a matter of fact standpoint, and you're telling them to use them as reference, so that way another man can use something from it in order to gain something from your experience, that will be something else. But coming on live or trauma dumping to women is never going to be a good thing. That's never going to be something that's going to be received well by women. They're just not going to appreciate that. They're going to, and listen, and they all say this, right? Which is the funny part. I want a man who's emotionally aware. What's that? Shut up. Like you don't even know what you're talking about. Because as soon as a man does that, the very first thing you're going to do, as soon as you get upset, by the way, you're going to throw it in his face. You can book it. You can book it, right? And that's not even her fault. It's your fault as a man because you don't. Her job is to bring her problems to you. Your job is to take your problems to the creator. You don't trauma dump on your woman. She's not there for that. That's not her role, and you put her in a position that she's uncomfortable with, and therefore you find yourself in a very, very dissatisfactory position. Now you're mad because the balance and the dynamic of the relationship is off. Things tend to go haywire. Next thing you know, she's looking at you. You're wearing a skirt around the house. All right. Now, if you black men want to wear skirts, I ain't got nothing to do with that. That's up to you. However, Awesome don't wear no skirts. Pumpkin don't bite me. No, you don't bite me. Who wants Gizmo to get her first whooping? That's another thing too. Gizmo is this close to her first whooping. Bourbon 35. Hi. Hello, Bourbon. How you doing? 35. Thank you for tapping in. You know what I'm saying? With Gizmo and the Goon. Thank you very much. Who wants Gizmo to get her? She is this close, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. This close. She is cruising for a bruising. I'm trying to tell you. This Gizmo is something else. Okay, now. Trauma dumping. Never do that. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the circumstances are, it's your job as a man to remain stoic. Now, if you need to, now, like I said, you want to, wisdom and battle destiny one says, no, she saved you, Pumpkin, because you was about to get, you was about to get in some trouble. It's not funny. Now, here's the thing. When you trauma dump on your woman, when you bring these things to her, she resents you for it. She really will, right? She really will resent you. It's just never a good look for a man to bring his woman his issues. Ugly Sanchez. Hey, I found an OG. It's at the top of the screen by your name. My first time watching. Hey, YouTube forgot. My brother, appreciate you. My brother. Oh, how old is she now? Destiny 1. She just turned 9 months on the 7th of this month. Okay, so Gizmo will be 10 months on the 6th of next month. Okay, so you know we're trying to close in on a 1-year birthday. Anybody got any ideas what you should do for a 1-year-old for a birthday? People say they won't remember. However, I don't think that has anything to do with it, because I don't particularly celebrate holidays, which I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. That's a whole nother subject for another day. I want to do something memorable. However, you know what I'm saying, not as, you know what I mean, that's not going to cost me a lot of money, because as y'all know, I don't have a lot of money currently. So, you know, just trying to do something. I was thinking about the aquarium. I hear Atlanta has a very beautiful aquarium. But I don't know if she'll be able to recognize. Well, you know, who knows, right? The aquarium is something you can always go to. And personally, I would like to go to, because I heard it's really, really great in Atlanta. Anybody who knows anything about the aquarium in Atlanta, let me know about that, because I heard it's really, really good. They say it's really pricey unless you go for the matinee or something. I guess you go early. But like I said, it's just her and I. The zoo. Hey, Sheree, you know, that's a great thing. You know, I never thought about the zoo. That's a good question. You think she can appreciate that? Do they have like those petting zoos? You know what I mean? Like when we was kids, like you could pet like the chickens, or what they call them, the donkey. Those had a couple animals that you could play with, okay? So I really want to do that. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I really want Gizmo to be able to have that experience, you know what I'm saying, and be able to at least have the pictures that Daddy did, you know what I mean, do something to recognize, you know, her birthday, right? Probably, you know, shout y'all out, you know. I'll probably do something live and let y'all, you know, be a part of it as well, because shout out to the people that do support me, right? Now, let's not avail everybody. At least a picnic, not a bad idea, right? Not a bad idea, not good thinking. Now, let's get into today's topic. Who is the prize? Drum roll, please. Women are the prize. Women are the prize. However, it's the caveat. This is gonna mess y'all up. Men are the prize catchers. Shout out to the Kosher Commission, right? Let me explain this again. Women are the prize. However, men are the prize catchers. Now, what does that mean? Since the beginning of time, everything men have ever wanted to be, ever achieved, ever aspired, it was all due to the love of a woman. The reason men want to conquer, dominate, just besides their own egos, right? Besides their own natural inclination to achieve, to aspire, to have. Besides all of that, right? And that's all a great thing. However, it would mean nothing. Shout out to James Brown. This is a man's world. It's a man's world, but it would mean nothing. Nothing without a woman or a girl. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, the great James Brown and I have the same birthday, y'all. What do y'all think about that? Shout out to James Brown. James Brown and I have the very same birthday, May 3rd. You know what I'm saying? The king of soul. Shout out to James Brown. But he said that it would mean nothing without a woman or a girl. So what he's saying is, yes, it's great to have, right? But if you can't bring those resources, if you can't bring the successes, if you can't bring a kingdom and put it in front of your woman, what are you doing it for, right? Who are you doing it for? Because that really is the goal, to be able to have these things, to give them to your woman, so that way you can then procreate and you can have successful lineage and children, and you know what I'm saying, the greatness that comes with that, right? Y'all get them likes up for the kizzy now, because I'm about to cook. Peace, J Ward. Peace, King. Appreciate you, J Ward. Thank you for being in here. Thank you, Tony Robbins. Subscribe. My dog. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for any support, you know what I'm saying, that I get, you know, from the people, right? Now, the reason men catch the prize, the reason this is why a woman who is not chosen can never be a prize. Men pick and choose who are the prize women. There's nothing, I was telling a young lady this yesterday, or a couple of days, I can't remember. But I think y'all may have heard this on live. When a woman walks in she killing it, fully clothed, but it's, you know, she's form-fitting. She got that Louis bag up under her arm, makeup done lightly but flawlessly. She got that nice rock on her finger. That is the ultimate flex. Listen, I'm telling y'all, I've been in these places. When these women go out to lunch, brunch, what I do is people watch, right? I'm very good at observing my surroundings, paying attention to what's out there, right? Very, very good at that. When I see people, women, they're out there with their friends and they're at brunch. I think that's what, rich people call it brunch. What the hell is brunch? They say it's like different between, it's like breakfast and lunch, but it's kind of like in between. It's kind of like a tweener thing. I don't really understand it. I thought it was a breakfast or lunch, but I guess it's something that I go to this little one place, this little hotel that I like. I can't think of the name of it, but it's really nice downtown. Me and the kids will go sit in there, and I see people in there. Quadair, what's up, baby? Quadair Shadis, Quadair Shabazz, and now shout out, baby. Blessings to you, black man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. When you see these women, and they're out, and they have these beautiful rocks on their hand, it lets you know this woman is kept. This woman is a chosen woman. This woman has been handpicked by her man to take care of her for a lifetime. You cannot tell me that it's not a flex. Like, I don't care what the world says. You cannot tell me that's not a flex. I guess Mo, she just bit me. See, this is why I'm gonna whoop her. See, y'all the ones, want my belt. I'm gonna get my belt. She's laughing. See what I'm saying? See, this is what I'm saying. This it's not funny, you little puppy. It's not funny. You don't bite your daddy. You don't bite your father. Now, when a woman is handpicked by her man, she is a made woman. When she takes that walk down the aisle to become a man's wife and take his last name and take on the responsibilities, duties, that is, I don't know if there's a bigger flex, right? A man made that so. A man made that so. Let me make sure 100%. Let me make sure that's 100% case. So a woman is the prize. However, she is not a prize unless a man has deemed it so. These single boss, big mouth women who talking about they're the prize, but they have you don't even have a husband, baby. What are you talking about? Like what man said you were the prize? What man? Show me the man who's going to lay down his life for you. Show him to me. Right, and then you can come back to me, and I'll be willing to hear your argument or your position. I don't have a problem with that. Listen, y'all just heard me just say, "Hey, Gizzy, what do you want? Where's your bottle? You thirsty?" The Gizmo, y'all, the Gizmo has been eating a lot of fries lately. She ate really good today. I've been giving her a lot more food, so you know what I'm saying, to keep her fuller and stuff like that. So I've been playing with that, you know what I'm saying, trying to get her really trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep her nutrition up, you know what I'm saying, to keep them things together. Now, here's why we're cooking on this subject. It's important to understand where we are in life. A lot of people in this world, even a lot of men now, are very deluded. They're very, very weird. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Since I started this, I've noticed a lot of I expected from women. I expected women to cook me. Oh, he's in the shelter. What does he know? He doesn't know anything. He can't, you know what I'm saying, be able to speak on these things and but this is why being a man is so important and standing on your square no matter what the circumstances. Because I could have did this when I was up, but it's even better to do it now because I want to show black men what true coming from the bottom. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom. Like, I don't care nothing about. You can't hurt me with the Quran says only a fool is provoked by insolent speech. A wise man laugheth in scorn. You think I care about what somebody think about me when these people do absolutely nothing to help me and my daughter? Absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to like me. Just deal with the facts of what I'm saying. And once again, I'm here for two reasons. Number one, the masculinity and upliftment and self-esteem of black men. And I want black women to get their men. I want to see my people win. Simple as that. Every other race wants to see their people win. Every other race puts their people first, as they should. We're the only race of people that think somebody likes us and then wonder why we don't get any respect. It just doesn't work like that. And y'all heard me say this before. I don't particularly care who you date. If you can find somebody to love you, for you, regardless, fine. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that looks like, right? Just don't dog your own people in the process. That's my biggest issue. When you dog your own people, when you try to tear your own race of women down, when you try to tear your own race of men down to try to put another race above them, you look weak, you look stupid, people laugh at you, people mock you, and nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. And what you do is you devalue yourself, you devalue your community, you devalue the people that came before you, the people that sacrificed their lives in order to put you in a position where you could get on YouTube and say something stupid like you do, right? That's what you do. Now, I'm one of them guys who likes to deal with the facts of an argument. I'm never really into the hyperbole or conjecture or this, that, and the third. I'm only interested in the facts, the bottom line. What can be quantified and what cannot. My personal feelings aside, what are the results looking like? And when you deal with the results, you'll always come to a better outcome. Case in point, I've made so many mistakes in my life, so many missteps, right? Now, there's always a chance for growth. However, what am I gonna do? See, I'm always about how am I gonna get better? See, this is why I can do this and I have no fear. See, y'all, see, here's the thing, and this is why I do, because I really want to show y'all what being real looks like. See, most people are phony, men and women. They hide behind masks. They hide behind things. Shout out to y'all. One of the best things I ever read or heard. Anybody remember Enter the Dragon? Shout out to Bruce Lee when he said Enter the Dragon. And one of his master was teaching him something. He said the enemy has many faces on which it hides behind. You know what I mean? Has many. Let me see. The enemy has many faces on which he hides behind in order to mask his true intentions. Break the mirrors, and you'll break your enemy. And this is what this is about, right? This is what this is really all about. I am really out here, and I'm going to make a dent like they've never seen. I'm going to expose these people for exactly the phonies that they are. Because in the end, if you were really truly about what you said, then it wouldn't matter what your circumstances like. You'll be able to show whatever. You know, because I'm that guy. Period, point blank. You would believe, even when you didn't see the results, you would have known. Man, I was always built to win, no matter what the circumstances look like. I don't care what it looked like to you, dummy. I know how I'm cut. This is what women are attracted to more than anything. There's a self-reliance there. Why do y'all think Kendra, I don't know if she did it specifically, why do you think I got kicked off Kendra's app? Why don't y'all think that I'm on Kendra's app? Everybody else can come on there and be as delusional as they want to be. I paid my money. Why am I not on the app? Right? Now, did she do it herself? I don't know. It's her app, right? However, I'm kicked off the app. Why? Why don't I have the right to be on the app and let women shoot their shots at me? They were shooting their shots. Now, I'm not particularly interested in being on there or not. That's not the point. The point is, I should have the opportunity because I paid. I didn't disrespect the platform. She benefited from what I put out there. She was able to create an entirely new segment because of me, an entirely new revenue stream. She opened up another door for another co-host, and you know what I'm saying? She's been able to, that video is going to be her most watched. My 2 videos are going to be her most watched videos ever, right? So she's continuing to succeed, right? I'm not mad at none of that. Shout out to the sister, you know what I'm saying? And I don't begrudge her, and I don't throw slum. You know what I'm saying? And I don't sell slum. That's one of the penitentiary thing. I don't sell slum. That means talking about people when they ain't there to, you know, because I appreciated her having me on, right? I was beneficial for her. So my question is, why did I get kicked off the app? I'm gonna tell y'all why. I believe, and I can't, because when a black man speaks like this, it's a problem. You see, I keep telling y'all, we're comfortable with certain kinds of black men in this country. We're comfortable with somebody who can run, jump, play ball, dunk, punch. You know what I'm saying? He can do some sort of athletic feat, right? Which means he's strong physically, but he's weak mentally. We're comfortable with some sort of a guy who who go with the status quo, some sort of a black man who's been broken. He stays behind his woman. He stays out the way, and you know what I mean? The wife, happy wife, happy life type of mindset. You know what I'm saying? And he's the type of guy who'll accept whatever she does, and you know what I'm saying? He'll take all of the punishment, all of the hits, and be and be some sort of a punching bag, a proverbial punching bag for her for however long, you know what I mean, she deems worthy, right? Or some sort of an LGBTQ type of man. These are the types of black men this world is truly comfortable with. This world is not comfortable. Now, and I dare somebody to show me different. I dare you to show me evidence that what I'm saying is false. I would love for you to do that, right? I'm one of them type of guys. I have no problem being wrong. I have no problem reading the comments that I like and the ones that I don't. I don't delete anything. A brother was telling me earlier today, a couple of days ago, you shouldn't be on YouTube. Stop. Okay, brother, you don't think I have nothing to offer? That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Don't what? Hey, listen, I didn't delete his comment because I didn't like it. Some people may agree with that. And guess what? That's fine, right? I'm not here to change anybody's mind in that regard. I'm only here to deal with the black men that know that something is wrong and need like-minded black men and men who are looking for direction and men who are saying, you know what? I don't quite know what to do, but I know whatever's going on ain't working, right? You know what I'm saying? And the black women who do support me, those sisters, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate them and I love them and I can't thank them enough because I want to say this. Without the support of my people, this is impossible, right? So clearly I'm getting some support. And here's the thing. One thing y'all better know about me, I don't do nothing for no money. Awesome been done. Listen, you can't buy me. I'm not for sale. You know what I mean? I've been offered. I got hit up on Facebook. And I got hit up to do 4 interviews. I ain't doing none of them. I'm going to do something with my brother. Well, I'll keep that under wraps until, you know what I mean, the time comes because I don't want to speak on that too soon. However, I'm going to do something with a man who I truly respect. You know what I'm saying? I don't do things for likes. I don't jump on nobody's lane. Listen, I'm not freaking Charleston White. I don't crash out and disrespect my own people for likes and views and, you know what I'm saying, in order to be put out like some type of clown that can be pimped out. You don't pimp awesome out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not nobody's fool. You can't use me as some tool. I'm not none of them stupid LA gangbangers that go on that white boy Adam 22 podcast and play themselves like suckers, disrespecting their own people and themselves, self-snitching while he uses the content, right? Talking this check-in junk, you know what I'm saying? When y'all don't even check it. There I go on a tangent, right? Sometimes I have to, you know what I'm saying? That's a subject for another day. I like to stay on task, and y'all, sometimes I do that. Listen, when I start doing that, I need somebody to say, Goon, you're on a tangent. You know what I mean? So tell me I'm on it, you know what I mean? I'm doing the goon move, and then like I said, I can kind of refocus because I do that because a lot of these subjects are very, very personal to me and they're very, very intertwined. Truth be told, bottom line is for me, I don't do anything just for money. I don't do anything. I do it because it's in me, and I say the truth as I see it, and I let the chips fall where they may. I'm not a phony, and I'll die for everything that I believe in. You know what I'm saying? I'll stand on it. You know what I'm saying? In whatever the circumstances. Now, being that women are the prize, right? Being that every men do things for, because my boss actually said this, right? You know what I'm saying? We was actually kicking it about this, right? Here's the killing part about that. It's not that I disagree, because I think, you know what I'm saying? Because he believes that, and most men would say that they're the prize. Well, here's the truth. Yes, her having you on her arm is a flex, but that indeed is the biggest, because when you looking at it, when a woman can say she's kept by a certain quality caliber of a man, even if, like I said, their brother could be making $30,000 a year. If he's an honest, hard-working brother, that's a quality black man. That is a quality. And I'm gonna tell y'all something too, what a lot of y'all don't know. A lot of these black men have money. Like you may not understand. Hi, mama. You, Gizmo wanted to give me kisses. I give you back, baby. A lot of these black men have money. They might have 20, 30 grand in savings, right? Now, some people will say that's not a lot of money. Also, listen, to a woman who knows how to multiply, absolutely it is. Because that's her opportunity to go to her man and say, look here, baby, I see, you know what I'm saying, that you have this extra, you know what I'm saying? Listen, how about we take this and you let me, how about you give me 7 grand of it, you know what I'm saying, and allow me to do this? You know what I'm saying? How about you, and let's see if we can get you some residual income in. Let me see if I can add and multiply to what you're doing. A lot of these, it's some quality black men out here, man. The street guys ain't got it no more, y'all. I'm telling you, that stuff is over. Y'all listen, man. Y'all better listen to me. The street guys are dead. Trust and believe you me. The real players and the hustlers, those guys are dead. Those guys are dead or in jail. That was an era amongst itself, unto its own. And even I realized that when I was out there, right? It was just, I couldn't, you making money, but you're not making life-changing money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't making life-changing money. Yeah, you making money. I tell y'all, man, some of the best days I had, I think one of the best days I ever had was probably, and this is my whole life of hustling, probably one of the best days I had, probably maybe 15 grand. That was probably one of my best days, not even 20, right? It's brothers that was making, man, what? Like guys, they had spots that was doing 100,000 a day back in the 80s, late 70s and early. Guys was making so much money. They didn't lease cars, they bought them. You know what I'm saying? Street level dealers was making that every single day. So a guy taking all of his money, taking all of these penitentiary chances for what? Right? For what? And in the end, when the people come, because everybody knows that the government doesn't do any of the work for themselves anymore. They rely on snitches. And all they do is let these guys back out on the street. And then between that and your social media with these dummies posts, they got all the information they need to barbecue you anyway. So it didn't really, they didn't really need no whole lot. You gave them all the information that they needed. You know what I'm saying? It's not that people are telling somebody snitched on me. Hey, dumb. You told them when you posted it online, stupid. You did that. You did that when you posted it on Facebook. When you posted all them pictures with all that money. When you had your money up to your ear like a cell phone. Remember that? Hey, dumb. It's called unclaimed money. Well, not unclaimed money, but what you call it? You know what I'm saying? Listen, they want to know where the tax is at. Okay, brother, you just counted out $50,000 on through a money machine. And the people are like, okay, well, wait a minute. Where did you get that money from? And where's ours at? You didn't even get them that cut. They up 6% or whatever it is. Y'all help me out. What is the federal income tax level on 50 grand? What would they tax you on that? Probably about 7-8 grand. So for 7-8 grand, you could have kept 42 of it. Somebody help me out if I'm wrong, if my math is incorrect. You could have kept some money, but you didn't think that far ahead because all you were interested in is self-gratification and crashing out for IG. And this is why I don't have a lot of empathy for a lot of these guys. Because in the end, all these guys want to do is be popular. They don't care about trying to be successful long-term businessmen or trying to take the opportunities that in front of them and trying to, to move to another. All they care about is being popular for the moment. And guess what? Them folk can make you popular for a moment. And then when they get tired of you, they're gonna wash their hands with you and move on, you know what I'm saying, after they done cooked you with a sentence. So this is why I tell you, sisters, you know what I'm saying, the street guy, if you brothers know like I know, you better get you a skilled trade. Now I know this isn't really about the topic specifically, you know what I'm saying, about men being the prize, but there's a point that I wanna, there's some things that I think that are intertwined here. Hold on a second. Little money can always make it. That's his facts, Principal A. Little money, this is facts. All the shout out to Principal A. Hey, sweet thing, glad you're here. You know what I'm saying? Little money, it always, listen, before it was big, it was little. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the key. A good quality woman can take that and say, you know what? He got 20, 30,000 that's just sitting in savings. All he do is come home every day. He don't know what to do with the money. You know what I'm saying? It's just sitting in the savings. And this is a lot of black men, y'all, who y'all think don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, there's so many ways to get money out here, man. It's pathetic. You can, here's the thing, just dealing with your own people. You know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all want to know I get my entrepreneurial spirit? My mama. My mother was a hustler. Y'all, I swear to God, I remember my mama making paintings. My mama didn't even know how to paint. She used to just make beautiful stuff. Like she would just get on the canvas and start. She invested in glitter, these beautiful like frames. I remember her taking them things to the flea market when we was kids. You know what I'm saying? I remember her doing that. I remember my mama selling cotton candy. I remember she was just listen, you couldn't tell her what she could and couldn't do. That entrepreneurial spirit, the hustler, would just enter. She was always trying something. She was always trying something, and she wouldn't be told no. That's where I get a lot of that spirit from. You can't deny me because I've seen it done. I've seen, so the right woman taking your finances and saying, you know what? All right, here's what I'm gonna do with that, right? Because that is what the Creator, you gave her a fish, she turned it into two. You see what I'm saying? She's multiplying whatever. That's what I say. You give a woman a house, she'll make it a what? A home. This is what a quality woman does. And I'm sure a lot of these bras are not quality, and that is why you have so many issues, because a lot of these bras just aren't quality. See, they want a man who makes, because in the end, they can't help a man build anything. They have nothing to offer a man besides offering up pictures of their hindquarters. They have nothing to offer a man. Nothing at all. And those cheeks have been used and abused, and now you want to pass them along. You know what I'm saying? You want to pass them along with them bastard children, you know what I'm saying, that you hate, that he don't even like, that you done messed up the relationship with, and now you want to bring them in. No, you have nothing to offer this man. Nothing. And so therein lies a lot of the Gizmo always mess with my tie. Stop, Giz. Gizmo, you got me looking crazy for the okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's really at the heart of this thing. That's really the major thing, you know what I'm saying, that you really want to, that I really want y'all to hone in for this evening, you know what I'm saying, in the message. You know what I'm saying? When a quality woman comes, and this is also ties in, because once again, I can tie these knots for y'all. This is another part that makes a woman a prize, because she's able to take what her man has. She's able to take food and make it a meal. The Creator has blessed her with that. So people who say I'm a chauvinist, and people say I hate black women, like, this is just stupid stuff, you know what I mean, that the internet says, and anybody knows that I don't. I think she wants to get down and play. Hey, Destiny, I know she does not know how to walk yet. The Gizmo does not know how to walk yet. She does crawl, right? And she does do this thing where I put her in her little walker and she'll take off. My baby is bored. Listen, Gizmo was not bored. Listen, Gizmo, who the life of the party? Life of the party every time I show up. Life of the party every time I blow up. Don't drink, you know, y'all know that song, that's Snoop. I be trying to cut out a lot of those cuss words and stuff like that, because when the kids is in my presence, y'all, I want to always try to be on my better behavior. I'm not a perfect man. However, I think there's a time and a place for everything. Y'all will see me go on a tangent here and there. However, for the most part, I try to keep things in perspective. Also, I want to say this too, and because you know, I want to address this as well, because I didn't address it previously. If y'all noticed my interview with Kendra, there was only really one time that I truly, and I think it was Melly. Melly mentioned it, but I think I need to mention it again, because I didn't. It was only one time, you know what I'm saying, where I thought that I was emotional. Right, and I was emotional like Carl Thomas, and that's not really my way. When the old girl said that that's not what I'm doing, I'm supposed to do, right? And that's and we all know that I do this because she's my daughter and I love her, and you know what I'm saying. That's that and the third. My issue has always been, you pick and choose. One minute you'll say black men don't take care of their children. This is the narrative. I'm not talking about all black women don't say this, because there's a lot of black women who know black men take care of their children. I'm talking about the overall narrative that black men are the worst fathers. And then when you see me doing it, in real time, right, you'll say you're doing what you're supposed to do. See, you won't acknowledge me when you see it, but yet you'll condemn me when it's not done. So that's one of those things that kind of needle me a little bit. Don't do that. No. That's one of those things that kind of needle me, right? And so there lies something that I know that's one of my triggers. You know what I'm saying, in terms of that. But I was emotional in that regard. And therein lies the shout out to Nalani. She said, hey, Gizmo. Nalani said, hey. She said, hey, little Gizmo. Hey, little gizmo. That funky Y2 Hey, who remember that? Who remember that funky Y2 Who remember funky Y2 Keep the good work, bro. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Destiny One. And listen, I'll tell you. Listen. Do y'all know how important? If y'all only knew how important y'all words were to me, in terms of just to see black women say, you know what, I like that brother. You know what I'm saying? That I'll tell y'all something. I'll take 100 dislikes just for one of those. Hell, 1,000. Because in the end, that just shows that there's someone out there. And like I said, and I'm not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna agree with. I'm not trying to be for everybody. There lies that as well. Let me see. Gives me baby fever. Oh yeah. You thinking about? Lon, do you have any children? Are you thinking about any? Are you married? Tell me a little bit about your background, if you don't mind. And yeah, the Giz is something else. She's a. But I'll tell you, she is a handful. She's always very, very busy. She has her own mind now, and I'll tell y'all something. I don't know where she gets this. She really has this thing against authority, which is I don't know what to do. Listen, you better start listening to your daddy. I don't like no puppy who don't listen. She like a little puppy, but she's daddy's puppy. She definitely does. Yes, and I'll tell y'all something. This is why I could never complain. I need to always be thankful. You know what I'm saying? And I always will be, no matter what my current circumstances is, because I know for a fact that, you know what I mean, that it's that the breakthrough is just right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to know something, that success is just right around the corner from the point that you was about to quit. That's where the true glory was, but you missed it because, you know what I'm saying, you gave up too fast. I'm almost 30, no children, haven't found the right one. Okay, Nalanda, well, good. You take your time. You know what I'm saying? I want you to know you take your time. At what, you know, well, you're 30 now. Okay, what you waiting on, sister? Okay, you're 30. Okay, who knows? Maybe he's closer than you think. Have you, listen, a lot of times, a lot of black women, and a lot of women specifically, they neglect the ones that are closest to them. And you know what I mean? They've done studies that, you know what I mean? I was reading something about maybe 6 months ago on that subject, that your husband is closer than you think. I forget exactly what. I was sitting in the doctor's offices and the y'all know how you got them silly magazines, you know what I'm saying, that's sitting there. And so, you know, I was thinking about that in terms of, you know, how close, maybe he's closer than you think. So start trying to pay attention to who's around you, sister. And here's the thing, what you're looking for certain qualities. Now, he's not going to be as dynamic and as handsome. Y'all see them lips? Them like, listen. LL ain't got, listen. Y'all better quit playing me, all right? All right, let me see. She just like her daddy. Yeah, well, she can't be like me, okay? Because I'm going to spank her tail. Now, I really want you to, incognito. Hey, Gizmo. You say, hey, the incognito pumpkin. Say, hey, little incognito. No, Lana. All right, we're going to have a little fun over here, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's just me, right? Oh, look at Gizzy. Gizzy. All right, you sound like you're from the DMV. No, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Yeah, that's born and raised in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Oh, let me see. Oh, look how adorable she. Yeah, she got that going for her. But like I said, incognito, I'll thank you. As long as she's humble. Well, in this regard, you know, it's funny. I talked to the Fixter about this, and Fixter made a lot of sense in this regard. I would shout out to Fixter. Fixter always told me, she said, you don't want her. I would always say I wanted my daughter and didn't think she was better than nobody, right? And Fixter would often tell me, she said, you're wrong. She said, I'll never forget she said this. She said, absolutely, that's what you want. And I didn't like that at first, you know what I'm saying? But I guess I didn't. What happened was I didn't hear it. On second thought, I absolutely gonna tell her that. Because why? I want her to understand why these girls is hating on her. Baby, I want you to know you're better than them broads. They're hating on you, but that's okay. You still keep it moving, still keep doing you. Just don't say it. You don't have to let everybody know what you think. Just know they're hating on you. You know what I'm saying? They're jealous of how you move. They're jealous of how you look. They're jealous that they have, you know, that you have me as your father. Yes, you're better than them broads. Yes, you are. Your daddy told you was better than them, and that's what it is. So, yeah, she's right. So, shout out to the Fixter for putting me up on that because I didn't view it that way. You know what I'm saying? I viewed it from another way and shit, but the figure was right. You know what I'm saying? I definitely gonna tell my daughter, yeah, you better than them, girl. Yeah, you better than them, baby. But don't worry about that. That don't mean that you take that. I don't want you to take that. I don't want you to be arrogant with it now. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when the creator will humble you. So, but I just want you to know what's going on. So for your own edification, you know what I'm saying? And then that way you can move accordingly. Who agrees with that? Put a 1 in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Man, let me get them likes up, man. I got 17 of y'all in this joker, man. Hey, little man, what's up? Okay, now, yeah, Destiny. I'm born and raised in Detroit, but I was in West Virginia doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm from. You know, it's a 7 Mile Evergreen. That's where I'm from. I had one of my favorite, my little cousin, Stephanie. She's from the DMV area. Her and my favorite uncle Steve. You know what I'm saying? And that's my TT Cat. You know what I'm saying? My daddy's baby sister. And that's where they from. You know what I'm saying? And she moved out there from Detroit, met her husband's my uncle Steve, and they had my little cousins Stephanie and Steve. You know what I'm saying? Little Steve. So those are my people. Yeah, I live in VA. Okay, Destiny. And that, you know what I'm saying? Okay, shout out to VA. I've never been to VA. I was in West Virginia. And that's, you know what I'm saying? She must have self-confidence that is not. Yeah, facts, Principal A. And you know what though? Here's the thing. I think there's so many. What happens is here's the ugliness in like Gizmo. You better stop trying to show off. Here's the thing. Like I'm really the self-confidence. You're absolutely right. But however, I'm always interested in the balance between self-confidence and arrogance, because we all know that there's a fine line when it turns into something ugly, right? And it's like when you can offer a woman a compliment and she can't even take it. Everything is about her. You know what I'm saying? And I don't particularly like that. I don't like when it gets ugly. I like a woman. There's nothing more. Here, Gizmo. Here you go, baby. I'm sorry. You don't want that? You a brat. I like the ability to be able to navigate those waters. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to be Gizzy. No. The ability to be able to, I'm gonna get Gizmo a toy. Let me get the Giz a toy. Here, that's a mama. You want block? Let's get block. See, Daddy got blocks. We play with blocks around here. This ain't no regular baby who get tossed in front of your TV. Y'all stop tossing y'all children in front of TVs, okay? Stop tossing your children in front of TVs. Give them things that are going to challenge their minds, okay? Y'all stop doing that. That's for another day. Now, what was that? Somebody get me back on task. Y'all know how I get. I'm hitting the head. She must have some confidence that is an option, right? One. Okay, here's what I'm really thinking in terms of this. Understanding who she is, right? And what God has blessed her with, knowing that she doesn't have, knowing that the number one thing for her will be solved, which is being beautiful. If a girl is beautiful in this world and she protects her, she can have a great life. Like, and that's why I told y'all before, accountability is for men, it's not for women. People didn't like when I said that, but y'all know I don't care. Accountability is for men. Women don't have to be accountable. Now, it'd be great if a woman is accountable. Don't get it messed up. However, whether she is or isn't, that's not going to stop her from having a great life if she is beautiful and she is virtuous and, she can get along with people, right? Accountability, men have to be able to take responsibility for what they do. Beautiful women don't really necessarily. That'd be great if she did. Now, and I would like that for her. I'm just saying in terms of the overall picture, that's not really a thing that's going to stop a woman. An unaccountable man can never really, especially a black man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you can get through this world being an unaccountable black man. Because at so many point in times, life is going to show you exactly where you are, exactly what you should, where you are, and try to put you in your place. So, you have to be mindful of that. Arrogance is in action. She can be nice, kind, and humble, but still can think and feel she is the bad. That's fact. Principal A, give yourself a round of applause. I wish I had one of those. Y'all know I got to get them things, the little sound bar thing. That's facts. Let me read that again. Arrogance is in action. She can be nice, kind, and humble, but still can think and feel she is the baddest in the room. That is facts. Great. And so therein lies that. So understanding that balance, understanding, how that plays in to, what she has going on versus what she doesn't have going on versus who's in her life. She should be able to be consistent in that regard and know that people are going to dislike you, right? You know what I'm saying? That there's going to be people in this world, principal lady, you know what I'm saying, you doing your thing, and shout out to my sister, shout out to the women who are here who are doing their thing. There are people who don't like to see you in that position, right? However, what are you going to do about that? You cannot spend your life concerning yourself about how other people view you, because if that's the case, you can never truly get anywhere, because there's people who are going to dislike you. Like I said, there's people who really don't think that I should be doing this. They said, man, bro, what are you doing? Like, who are you? Yeah, just pay attention, dog, and I'm going to show you. Let's see. Ever been to Ontario, Canada? I believe that border is near Michigan. No, I've never been to Ontario. I've been to, wait a minute, what's that right above Detroit? Toronto. I've been to Toronto years ago. Is that Toronto I was been to? I went up there to play blackjack and got smoked years ago. And so that was, you know what I'm saying, I thought I would try my luck over in Canada. But shout out to Nalanda. Is that where you're from? Ever been to Ontario, Canada? I believe that is near. No. But I hear that you'll have, if that's where you're from, Nalanda, I hear they have very beautiful fishing. I hear they have very beautiful scenic areas in Ontario. Personally, I want to go ice fishing. I've never been. Something about me wants to go sit on a frozen lake and put a house. You know how they sit with a little house. They put the hole in there, and I want to fish. That's what I want to do. All right. So now that may sound silly to some people. However, that's something that, you know what I'm saying, I would like to do at some point in time, because that's kind of, you know, the thing that I'm interested in. One of the things that so let me know, Nalanda, that's where you at. Now, understanding that a woman, this is why I say a woman is a man's prize, because when she's the correct woman, he can hold her up, right? This is why we put the woman on the pedestal. This is why. Now, we don't put any woman on a pedestal. Any woman is not worthy of a pedestal. Let me say that again. Any woman is not worthy of a pedestal. Just because she's a woman does not mean she's worthy of a pedestal. She has to move and behave and then be able to be gracious enough to understand that she's on a pedestal because her man placed her there. You know, not because she got there on her own, right? Her man placed her there. And so there is where he cares for her. There's where she's placed for all to see. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, y'all, why do y'all think Gizmo see, this is the type of stuff that's gonna get her whooped, because she just literally interrupted me, and what am I supposed to think about that? Yes, I'm in Canada, but because let me see, but not Ontario. Okay, West Coast. Okay, shout out West Coast. Hi Dub C, West Coast. Shout out to Mac 10. I like them boys. Banger Ball, you know what I'm saying? Mac 10, Dub C, and Gangsters make the world go round. Boom, 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 boom. That was my jam. I like that. I liked the West Side Connection. Shout out to West Side Connection. You will whoop nothing. Listen, Principal, I'm trying to tell you, listen, you keep thinking Gizmo ain't gonna get, I'll take my belt off right now. She don't believe me. Now, that's neither here nor there. I will. One day. Maybe not today. One day. Well, I love my daughter, you know what I'm saying? I do believe in discipline, y'all. I do believe in rigor and discipline. You know what I'm saying? There has to be structure. As much as I love my daughter, she has to understand that there are rules and regulations that, you know what I'm saying, because life is governed by that, right? And I don't want, here's the thing, the sooner you understand consequences, the better. You know what I'm saying? And that's important for all of us, because all of us have to live under you know what I mean, with that as the standard. You know what I'm saying? You can't. And so this is why me understanding that is building me, because I'm building myself up in real time, so y'all can actually see it, right? I'm building this thing in real time, and I don't have any problem with the world seeing it, because it's supposed to be that way. Her teeth coming through. Yeah, Nalanda, she got 2 teeth. She got 2 at the bottom. She does not have any at the tizop yet. So she has 2 at the bottom, and you know what I'm saying, she likes to bite. You know what I'm saying? Which is, she gets me. And they actually hurt. You know what I'm saying? They actually hurt. Yeah. We went to a church service today. My shout out to my girl, Sister O. She wants to give Giz an Easter dress. I don't particularly care for holidays, but however, Sister O wants to do it, so I'm going to support whatever. Gizzy, she wants to do that. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that'll be cool for her to be able to, you know, do something like that. Me personally, I'm not particularly in that. What do y'all think about these? What do y'all think about my stance on holidays? How should I deal with that with Giz? And, you know what I'm saying? Navigate that. You know what I mean? I'm not quite sure. I've never cared about these things previously. God, I hate the holidays so much. The phoniness. I just detest the people. You know, you hate all year round, and all of a sudden, you know, this goodwill towards men. You know, these Europeans, they come, you know, I mean, you come up with it. I mean, sit down with the natives. In friendship, brotherhood, loyalty, and respect. Then turn around and bring grape, theft, famine, and smallpox to their people. You know what I'm saying? And then tell them, colonize them, and then make it a holiday. And then somebody's supposed to, like, it's just like the nerve of this stuff, the hypocrisy in the, it really does something to me. And I hate to be the one to drop a, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just such a realist in that regard. I just really despise the whole traditions. Now, if you can do your own thing with your own family, I'm definitely with that. I definitely believe that there's a time and a place for that. I'm just not quite sure how I'm gonna navigate that because, you know, once again, I told y'all I really despise the, you know what I'm saying? I really despise everything that comes with that, right? It just seems so phony and contrived. You know what I'm saying? It's always forced. If you don't do something, then people act like, you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, you know, you didn't get me nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I provided for you all year round, right? But, however, now you didn't get what you wanted, and I'm a bad guy. So you see what I'm saying? So society dictates what I'm supposed to do versus not do. And I'll tell y'all something. I read a stat that said the average black family spend about $700 a year on Christmas. $700 a year. That is the average that is spent on Christmas. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, so let's do some quick math on that. Let's see, 7, give on, times 8. Let's say for a minute, you could probably save what? What's that about, say 12, 13 grand, give or take? That's enough for a down payment on a house if you were to save that. You know what I mean? And, you know, we always trying to buy stuff, but we don't have anything, y'all. Like, it just kills me. Like, some of this stuff really bothers me. And I know sometimes I get, you know what I mean, tangent. Y'all gonna let me go. Hold on, let me get to the comments. Hold on. She would look so cute and easy to dress, nothing wrong, accepting again. Yeah, facts, no lie. I'm gonna have to learn. I think you should let her experience it and also start a new tradition with her. Okay, Yana, I appreciate that. Okay, well, thank you very much. Don't focus on holidays, focus on making moments and memories. Okay, Principal A, and like I said, once again, shout out to the black women, you know what I'm saying, in the chat who helped me out and helped me navigate these things because I don't particularly, a lot of this stuff, y'all, is really, a lot of this stuff, hold on, Gizzy, you want a bottle? A lot of this stuff is really, here, mama, you don't want a bottle? What do you want? What do you want? What do the kids want? What do the kids want? Now, if I put her down she okay, I think she might just be getting a little sleepy now, because she definitely ate good. Y'all should have saw her eat earlier. You know, one of the things, y'all, that I really wanna hone in on is that when I say a woman is a prize, you know what I'm saying? I just like, can y'all imagine what I'm saying? Like for you women out here who understand and you know what I mean, and can really. I hope that all of our black women, you know what I'm saying, experience this, the ones that are worthy. I hope they all have the opportunity to experience being the prize in a man's life, but understanding that a man made it so. That is the major key. He deemed it so because now I personally don't get out on one knee. I don't particularly like that. I did one proposal one time. I got down on the knee. It was kind of corny. I gave the broad a $10,000 ring. No, 12 as a matter of fact. It's cold rain too. And, you know, I don't like to get down on one knee thing. I think that's kind of contrived. Now I'm doing it. Look here, baby, you know what it is. Listen, baby. Look here, baby, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Look here, baby, you know what it is. You know what I mean? And boom, that dropped the mic. You know what it is. I don't have to, listen, you know what it is. She fighting for freedom. Yeah, listen, but Gizmo can't get free. Maybe she wants to walk around the walker for a while. What? No, here's the thing. Because if I put her in there, Destiny 1, she gonna trip. Like, I know the Giz. She, like, okay, if I put her in there, she's gonna trip. I will try this for a minute, though, and see how this kind of works out. But I think she's very active now these days, and she's getting more and more active by the day. Y'all, I swear to God, I caught her. She was just as I set her down on the bed, I'm gonna go wash my hands. Boom. I come back. The Giz is going down. I'm talking about she's going down for the count. Once again, out of nowhere, come daddy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And scoop my pumpkin up. You know what I'm saying? So I think she was more scared than anything. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the, one of the things. I do have a bouncer that's in the store. You know what I'm saying? There's one in bump, like, you know what I'm saying? When I get this plate, it's a nice bouncer. You know what I'm saying? It's too big for it, but it's like a really, really nice bouncer. Honestly, I paid for that thing. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you, this baby stuff is just, do y'all know how many clothes Gizmo has? Listen. See, y'all think I'll be playing. Let me show y'all something. Y'all, see, this is why I don't like listening to people. These are the stuff, y'all, that I really just got literally out of the storage unit. This is stuff that I got out of storage unit just yesterday. Now these, look at this, y'all. This is all stuff I picked out. Swear to God. All stuff I picked out. Now I thought that I got whites. I got 18 months because when I had a little couple dollars, I kind of got ahead. You know what I mean? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Right? Look at this. Boom. Shout out to Fancy for, you know what I'm saying? Look at it. Y'all like these cargo shorts? I didn't know about these cargo shorts. Are y'all feeling the cargo shorts? Because I wasn't really sure. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Right? And y'all, listen, when I tell people all the time, I don't have anything, I haven't bought myself anything new. A guy say you should get off YouTube. You should spend, you know what I mean, that money you spent on suits on your daughter. Something. Bro, everything I got is old, bro. I don't have anything new. Look at this, y'all. This stuff has still got tags on it, y'all. This stuff still got tags. I literally went to storage unit yesterday to get this stuff. This is all clothes for Gizmo, right? And this ain't including the stuff that's over there in the cut. What y'all think about that? What should she wear with that? What should the Giz rock with that? Y'all tell me what y'all think the Giz. This is kind of like a ruffle. I got some stockings, but I'm not quite sure what to do with that. But like this is a canary yellow jump. Like what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. You got a bunch of dummies on YouTube that always try to dog a black. Listen, man, I ain't never asked nobody for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I always been a man. I always got mine out the mud. Ain't nothing phony about me. I'm really out the street and I'm really a goon. And I take it like it come. You know what I'm saying? I don't beg or, you know what I'm saying, look for favor. Look at that, y'all. Now, this is what I'm thinking with this, y'all. This is obviously not for right now, but that right there, that sweater, I'll probably do some leggings with that. You know what I'm saying? And whoop-de-whoop. Dresses. So what I'm saying is, y'all, I just, sometimes, y'all, like, people are just stupid, right? And so this is why I don't really pay the internet too much attention, because, listen, hold on, y'all, I'm my arm looked good coming through there. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all, why that's so tight? Wait a minute. That's a gun show. Okay, yeah. Yeah, shout out to me for looking good in this shirt. Listen, this shirt, you know what I mean? Now, woo, like shit. Look at that. Did y'all see that? Now, who saw that? Gizmo was going down. I didn't look and just scooped her. Give me a one if you saw that. I want credit right now. I knew what was going on. Super aware, highly intelligent, like a ninja. All right? I'm something like a super ninja. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I've morphed. I'm like a thug who's morphed into a human being. I'm like a cross between a beast and a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the hybrid. Let me see. The way she looking at you. Yeah, that's my baby. But who saw Giz going down just now? Y'all gonna watch the playback. Giz was going down. All I did was reach. No, Gizmo, daddy got you. Right? You know what I'm saying? Super intelligent, highly aware. Right? Don't drink, don't smoke. Right? You know what I mean? And so, listen. Once again, never anything perfect about me. However, I like who I am. You know what I'm saying? I like who I am because it takes a man. Yeah, thank you, Melinda. I'm glad you saw that. Because listen, because Yana not gonna give me credit for that. I know how she do. She don't give me no credit for nothing. Now, I wanted y'all to see that. Well, I didn't mean y'all to see that. But like I just, it's just instinctual. You know what I'm saying? But I've been protecting this little girl since the day she was born. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? More than anything, I want her to know I got two rules, right? This, and I always stand up. Listen, I don't care what you do in life. Pumpkin Daddy gonna love you. Only thing I care about is you trying. I care about you trying your best. You gotta try like hell. I don't care if you're good at it, but you gotta try like hell. And Daddy knows what effort looks like. So you can never cheat the process, right? That's number one. And number two, if you mess up, you better be the one to be the leader. I have no. Y'all want to talk about pet peeve? Let me tell y'all something, man. Let me find out that she was listening to somebody else, and that's the reason she crashed out. What? So you mean to tell me I'm raising a dummy? So my daughter can't think for herself? You mean to tell me that after all of my suffering and seed planting, the best you can do is come to me and you did something because Sally did it? Y'all, let me tell you something. That to me is the biggest slap in the face. That's something I cannot tolerate under any circumstances. If she makes a mistake, I swear to God, she better be the leader. And I'm going to push that. Listen, I don't expect you to be perfect. I know things are going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to get on punishment for what you did. You know what I mean? You know, hey, however long it takes. And whatever I said the punishment was, that's what the punishment was. And the punishment is not over no matter what goes on, no matter what. You are off punishment when the day ends. I don't care what the circumstances is. Whatever I said, if I said it was 2 weeks, if I said 1 week, if I said a month, whatever I said, that's what it is. Let me see. Put that baby down. I can't put it out. Hello, how's it going? It's going good. Gwen, okay, lines with Glenn. With Gwen Michelle. Thank you, Gwen Michelle, for tapping in. It's going good, sister. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate that. Gwen Michelle, you should have just saw me save my daughter. She was going down. She was going down for the count. I reached out like a ninja. Woo! We didn't even look because I have an uncanny sense and an uncanny ability to see past what's right in front of me. That's what make me a different kind of guy. You're welcome. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to everyone. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely thank y'all for being here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to people that's here. You know, hey, listen, y'all. Listen, it doesn't matter what the circumstance. It doesn't matter who's here. It doesn't matter if it was one of y'all or you know what I'm saying, 100,000. I'm always put on because I let the creator do what he do. My job is to put the information out there, and I let him, you know what I'm saying, I tell him to guide my word. Shout out to Fixter. She told me to pray before I go on, which, you know, she told me that previously, and she was right. Put her in a walker. Destiny, you in this dang on walk. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to prove to Destiny. Watch this. Everybody watch Destiny be wrong. Here we go. Now, Destiny, how do you flip? Y'all know I'm confused. How the hell you flip this thing around? The hell is this? I got too many damn buttons. Destiny, God dog it. Look at the. See, I don't know how to flip. There you go. Come on, Gizzy. Come here. Come here, Pumpkin. Tell me daddy's baby. Come here. See, this is thank you, Destiny. I wanted to prove that Destiny don't know what she's talking about. And I was right all along. Come here, Gizzy. Come here. She's not gonna come. I think I broke my screen too, y'all. See, this is another thing too. I hate these iPhones. Lord have mercy. I should have stuck with Androids. You know what I'm saying? It was his biggest joke of life. I always thought these people knew what they were talking about, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? I should have stuck with the Androids. You know what I'm saying? The screen is because if y'all notice, it has that little what's the word I'm looking for? It has that little like y'all see that little screen like it looks a little off, something like that. I don't know. I dropped it. Let's see. So the walker can't be in the walker can be in the room. It's just that, you know what I'm saying? She was out there walking in it earlier. She was walking in it earlier. And so, you know, that probably is where she is mentally with that. Come here, Gizzy. Come here. Now she's not even stuck because she knows she can get in there. She knows she can get in there whenever she wants to. Come here, Gizzy. She's stuck up. All right, now back to y'all. So back to being, you know what I'm saying, I love the gigs, you know what I'm saying, I'm here for, I'm here for, for the people. I have to keep this thing rolling. Now, here's the thing, y'all. One of the things about a woman being the prize. Not y'all heard me touch on the fact of what she brings. Y'all heard me touch on the fact of how she multiplies. One of the other things that she talks about, that one of the things that need to be talked about is what a woman brings is, and you can't quantify this. And y'all heard it be said, peace. Whew. Peace, right? The fact that a woman can bring peace to a man, she can calm his spirit, right? It's a when the relationship works, it's extremely symbiotic. It's a relationship of truly give and take, each one feeding off the other. Both people's needs being met. Very important for my ego. I think y'all know this by now. I think y'all should know this by now. I'm a man with a very healthy ego, right? I'm very healthy ego. People say, well, how can you have an ego? You live in a shelter. Because I've been that guy. I keep telling you dummies that. I've been listen, man. No, I'm not going to show that. I'm not going to show that. Listen, man, I've been doing things. I've like I say, once again, I've seen things. I've had things. I've been up. I've been down. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I've always said that if the circumstances make you, then you never were much of a man anyway. Because your circumstances should never make you. You should make you, right? Your circumstances are a part of you. However, they are not you. And like somebody said to me, they said your today is not your tomorrow, right? Now, for the same people, what will they say in 6 months? Because I'm going to show y'all something. And the reason I want y'all to know that I really, it's a lot cooking with me, right? And I'm really doing this in real time. So that way it can all be seen, and not just the portions that are comfortable for me to talk about. See, it's easy for a man to speak when he's up. See, Michael Jordan said this one time, y'all, in The Last Dance. And Mike took everything personal. And I like the Detroit, but Mike is to me the greatest player. And you know that Bulls team, you know what I mean, was the greatest team ever, right? But Mike said it's a good man that can talk when he's down. He said it's easy to talk when you up. Talk to me when you're down or the score tied. That's a good man. That's the sign of a good man who can talk trash when he's down. That's a sign of a good man. Not when he's up. Not when he's in a position of dominance. Yeah, because you're looking down on people now. That's great. How does it look when that's not the circumstance? And if you're waiting to be up, what happens when either A, you don't make it, or B, life happens and circumstances change? Now what? Now what do you do? Now where do you go? Now what's your motivation? What do you go to then? Right? Where do you hang your hat on? Where's your fundamental? Because now life has happened, right? We've all saw that during the 2008 market crash. You know what I'm saying? In previous times when, you know what I'm saying, we've all seen people lose their jobs, and all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, they had a good paying job, and, you know, all of a sudden they get a pink slip, you know what I'm saying, in the mail, and they was riding high, and, you know what I mean, now all of a sudden they got to max out credit cards and got to make ends meet, and this, that, and the third, and got to eat beans for 6 months. And wait a minute, where was that bravado? What happened? What happened? What happened to that swaggered in? Where is it now? See, that's what I be talking about. And that's why I know I have something to prove in this space. Not necessarily prove. That's why I know there's a space for me, because I don't believe there's anybody that's particularly like me. I think that each individual is his own. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys who do some good work, but the majority of guys do things for clicks and views. They care about the check that comes in once a month. Me personally, I'm just not able to be bought. My what I believe in and what I stand on will always be, I'm going to always push black masculinity first, because I believe that's how strong communities are built. I've said it then, I'll say it now. I don't care who logs off. I don't care who logs on. That's me. And when you have men who will speak that way, and when you have women who understand their roles in a man's life, you have a beautiful relationship. And this is why a woman is absolutely able to be lifted up and be the prize, because a man has a demon. So I like the Pistons too, being wild. So my guy, absolutely, man. Oh, Melly's in the house. Melly in the house. I need to get me one of, listen, y'all, I got to get me one of them soundtracks. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a whole bunch of different, I got some cool ones that's in my head. Once I learn how to do this thing, get out of here, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get some cool little, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Melly. I was shouting you out too, Melly. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Ben Wallace, definitely that guy. That Piston team definitely did his thing. Melly, initially, I think you were missing it. I don't know how much you caught, but we were talking about, you know, who's the prize? You know, so that was the title of today's topic, and I absolutely slammed the door shut on this stupid topic. Women are the prize, however, men are the prize catchers. Shout out to the culture clinician, all right, because that's actually his actual thing. I used to watch him years ago, and I just ran back into him. Y'all like me, y'all like the coach clinician, make sure y'all tap in with that brother. Solid black man, clinical therapist, you know what I'm saying? And some people say, awesome, you said you didn't like therapy, and this, that, and the third. And I said that, you know what I'm saying, that was probably one of them. That's probably one thing I should not have said, that real men don't do therapy. I should have said me specifically, because there are some black men that need, if you could talk to another black man, I believe I believe that is probably the better way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause sometimes you need that. Sometimes you just need somebody who can understand you and understand your position, and you know, be able to identify with you. And so that would be a good way. For me personally, all my wounds are cauterized, all my wounds are calloused at this point. That's why I can speak about them in a matter-of-fact tone, and I can be able to give the information out, and hopefully that somebody gets something from it. You know what I'm saying? In order to be able to learn something from it, right? It's not about me at this point. It's about me giving the information out. My wounds are healed in that regard. All it is the scars. You know what I'm saying? You'll always have the scars. The scars don't go anyway, mental or physical. The scars always, I have scars all over my body. If I'll take I got a scar down here, I got a scar around here, I got a scar here, I got a scar here, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, those are, so I can just tell the stories. Sometimes I don't tell them, you know what I mean? Because, you know, none of them are really ended up good. However, I am still here, and thank the creator, I am here, and that is that. Let's see, anything can change in our lives in the instant. Stay humble, stay kind. This is facts, Lada, and this is facts. And this is why it's so important for people to remember where they come from. Because I think in this social media era, you have everybody's phony. You know, y'all heard me say this before. Everybody, and this is men and women. You know what I'm saying? Guys hide behind pseudo masculinity, behind moissanite diamonds. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Them lab diamonds. You dummies ain't even getting real diamonds. Y'all, I swear to God, y'all. Listen. Y'all gonna laugh at this. I want y'all to go back and look at Devin Haney, this poor guy. He let this Arab take him all the way up top. Y'all should have seen this jewelry that he put down on the table. This shit sound like some shit that he would have got out the damn gumball machine. Like 100,000 here, 300,000 here. I mean, y'all, let me explain to y'all something, because I've had a thing or two. It's not what you paid, dum-dum. It's what is it worth. Let me say that again. It's not what you paid, dog. It's what is it worth. Let us see the appraisal papers. That is where you got something going. Bro, if you ain't got no appraisal paper, I don't care what you paid for something. I don't care what if you paid $50 for something, but it ain't worth but 10, how did you win? Like, I don't care what you paid for it, bro. Show me what is it worth. And, you know, you guys hide behind these. I don't mean to call out him specifically, but I just remember seeing it. It was just a terrible situation. The jury looks terrible. You know what I mean? There's a lot of black men who hide behind these moissanite diamonds and this pseudo masculinity, phony stuff. And you know what I mean? And, you know, trying to, you know, you want to appear, you want to come off as cool and confident, but you really a sucker. You're really a simp, low key. You pay for women's time. You know what I mean? You know, you'll just, you know, you'll do that. And then you have these women who, you know, they have these filters. Lord have mercy. You don't know what you're getting these days. You know what I mean? Like, women hide behind it. You don't even know what these women look like. You have no idea what you're getting, right? You know what I mean? You just broad. And I said this on the Kendra show because I wasn't throwing shade at her. I just meant, let us wash your face and hit that face and snatch that wig off. We see what you really look like, right? You are not a bad bee unless you look pretty without makeup. I don't care what you say. I don't care what society says. I don't recognize you as that level of a woman unless we can see you. If your face has to be done up in order for us to be able to recognize you, what are we talking about here? Like what are we talking about here? Because a beautiful woman, and y'all know what I'm talking about. A beautiful woman can wash. Look at Destiny. I seen that episode. Hey, Destiny, was I cooking? Destiny, what was I cooking? Was I cooking? Look, that's a Flav. Y'all been a Flav. Y'all been a Flav. Yeah. Was I cooking? And listen, this is my thing, right? Why would I like think about this, y'all? How can you be a bad bee, but we can't even see what you look like? What? In what stupid world? Like, come on, y'all. Like, come on. Like, come on. Like, come on now. Somebody gotta tell me something. Like, somebody gotta help me. How? If we don't even know what you look like, if your face has to be done up before you can even let the world see you, how can we then say I'm a bad bee? I don't understand that, right? Now, once again, I only got a GED. What do I know, right? That being said, let me see, it definitely was your land. Thank you, y'all. Well, I got my moments. Listen, I try to make y'all entertained, but like I said, at the end of the day, I'm trying to be educated because somebody got to help me out with these things. Like somebody gonna have to tell me, because I'm not understanding. If you need all of this to be pretty, how are you beautiful then? Like what? Because last time I checked, a beautiful woman can literally wake up in the morning, wash her face, put her hair back on a ponytail, and men do this. That's what we do. Swear to God. God damn. That part. Now, once again, beauty is subjective, right? Beauty is absolutely subjective. Because personally, I'm a fan of beauty, but I try to keep it into certain parameters that I think is very, very fair for everyone. Y'all told y'all before, y'all said on Kendra, I don't believe in 10s. I don't think there's any such thing as perfection. Most I give a woman is a 9.5. I say she's cold. You know what I'm saying? She's bad. I think that would be reserved for women like Pam Grier back in the day, Salma Hayek, Apollonia, Vanity, show me the 80s. To bring it to the newer, let me see, what would be considered a let me see, what's that that chick Keisha from Belly, you know what I mean? And obviously, you know what I'm saying, that, like I said, those would be women who would be on the upper echelon of the top tier. You know what I'm saying? And then you have women who are under there. And here's the thing. None of that, the beautiful part about it is you cannot be that beautiful of a woman, but you can still get a man. That's the whole thing. Yes, beauty matters to us, but however, we're not. We would take a 6 who we can rely upon as the wife over a 9 who we couldn't. At least a man with half a brain would. You know what I'm saying? At least a man with half a brain would. So being a 6 and being agreeable and helpful, oh man, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know what I'm saying, if you're willing to get your weight together, especially if you're willing to work with a man, especially if you're willing to take a little bit of initiative and say, you know what? I can do something about just the effort. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. And I swear to God, y'all. I swear to God, if y'all listen to me, you're gonna get the result. Listen, y'all be surprised how simple men are in this regard. Just give us a little bit. We don't even need much. Just show that you care. Just show that you can do something and be selfless. Just show it. Man will give you the world. A man will give you things that you never even dreamed. And this is all bit because that's why I say when women say they're looking for a provider, man, that's why I know they don't know what they're talking about. Because once again, that's baked into the cake. You don't have to ask for a man who provides. Men understand that is the burden of being a man. And he's looking forward to that burden. That's baked into the cake, right? The question is, are you the type of prize of a woman that deserves, right, said behavior? That, you know what I'm saying? That's really the key. Do you qualify? It's not whether or not it's on the table or not. It's on the table for you. That's the key. And so if you don't know whether or not it's on the table for you, then that's your answer, right? It's your answer because you haven't learned how to get along with the man in order to say, in order to be self, or he has to show me something. Baby girl, there's a lot more of you than there are of him. And if when a woman is moving in her purpose, when a man is moving in his purpose, man, there ain't nothing beautiful. Ain't nothing more beautiful. And we've all seen relationships like that. We've all, whether we were, what's the word I'm looking for? Whether they were our grandparents, our aunts, uncles, people next door, teachers, mentors. We've all seen a relationship like that. Y'all, I'm telling you, I used to go to the casino and I would love to see those older couples. And I would ask them, man, how long have y'all been together? 60 years, 65 years, in some cases. 50, what? I said, I can't even find nobody like me for 50 days, let alone 50 years, half a century, right? Do y'all think there are skeletons in that closet, right? Do y'all think that there aren't things that are not the best that happened? Do y'all think that was all, you know what I'm saying, that was all peaches and cream? Like, you would be a fool to think that. You would be a fool to think that they went 50 years without trials, tribulations, and being tested. You know what I'm saying, at different points. You know what I mean? He lost his job. She needed chemotherapy. Adultery. Loss of a child. Whatever the case might be. Let me see. You put the baby down. Yeah, she's in the, listen, it's funny you said that, LMLS. Thank you for tapping in. Destiny One told me to tap her, told me to put it out. She wanted to be in the walker. I told her she was gonna see that she was wrong. It seems like I've been proven wrong because the Giz is actually chilling now that she's in the walker. So shout out to Destiny One. I was wrong in that regard. I didn't think she would be in this. I'm telling you, Destiny One, usually when I put her in the thing, it's a problem. So, and she doesn't even like to be in it. But clearly it's working right now. So I was wrong. Marriage is hard, comes with a lot of sacrifice. And I believe that, Yana, I believe that there's sacrifices that have to be made, right? You know, and in order to have it, you have to decide, you have to prioritize what's more important. You know what I mean? For men, we need our ego protected, ladies, because when y'all protect our ego, you're right, you was right, Destiny One. Hey, listen, boss man got no problem. I was loud when I was wrong, I'll be loud when I'm right. So, or excuse me, I was loud being wrong, so now that you're right, I'm gonna be just as loud. Shout out to you, you were right. Being able to give a man that little bit of peace and being able to show him that you are there for him no matter the circumstance. Thank you, LMLS. Love you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You know, LMS, listen, have you seen these lifts? What do you think about that? Listen, that ain't with no, listen, hold on. Let me grease these. I got some grease. Hold on. Listen, shout out to black people. If you don't know about no whole petroleum jelly, real black people know about this. Yeah, boom. Look at that. So think about the episode, yeah, baby, you know what I'm saying? Woo, woo. I come up to the, you know what I'm saying, I'm at the bar, yeah, baby, you know, woo, I'm trying to tell you a little something, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, you know, baby, you know, how about that thing? You know what I'm saying? Come on, check them, you know what I mean? Woo, woo. You see what I'm saying? Woo. What do you think about that? Woo. I have my car mat. That ain't the same. That ain't better than listen, that good Vaseline, that good old facts, y'all. Let me go over to, come on, get out of the camera, puck. Yes, ma'am. Let me get out of the camera. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, listen, the lips, listen, that's my number one, that's my best feature, I think. You know what I'm saying? My best. You know, because I've always told when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying, I had nice lips. Now, back on task. I do appreciate, let me see. See, this is why people think you a pimp. Melly, I'm not a pimp. I swear to God. Melly, I don't know how that started. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, I was around men, but I've never pimped. That's not my thing. Like I said, I definitely was in the streets. I've never been a pimp. I'm definitely not looking to try to put no woman on the show. I don't think that there's anything cool about that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't want nothing to do with that life. Listen, truth be told, my street life is over. Even though, like a lot of times, I don't even really want to be around people that live in a certain life because I don't want to know nothing. You know what I'm saying? So the less I know, the better. Because clearly, you know what I mean, I have to be where. Let me see, Principal A doing too much. LO, sit down. What the? Okay, all right. I was doing a little much, Principal A. I apologize. I was doing listen, but I got these soup coolers. I'll blow on that soup. You just blow that soup. I just. But listen, I'm a little good. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I just being me. I want y'all to know that this is all me. I'm very sick. Like there's a lot of different, you know what I'm saying, you know, facets to the kid. So, you know, some good, some not so good. You know what I'm saying? You know, well, one thing I've learned is, you know what I'm saying, just to be myself on this thing. I'm not gonna ever try to, because here's the thing, right? I can't fake it with y'all, right? Y'all too smart. Your audience is smart, right? The people you can't fool what's the saying? You can fool some of the people some of the times, you can't fool all the people all the time or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather just put it out there and let it be what it'll be, right? But once I start trying to force things and trying to be something that I'm not, y'all like, man, this guy, he tripping. Like here's the thing, I really dress like this. You know what I'm saying? I really, really dress like this. Now, I don't dress like this as much anymore because, you know what I'm saying, I'm, you know, obviously, you know what I'm saying, I'm slanging them pieces. However, but when I was, you know what I'm saying, I wore stuff like this all the time. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing, and this isn't a, somebody say he trying to be Kevin Samuels. Bro, I'm my own man, my nigga. I don't try to be another man. I can never be Kevin Samuels. He was a one of one. I don't try to jump in another man's lane. That's never been my thing. There's a lot of guys who out there that try to do that. You know what I'm saying? Try to speak like him, they next to, bro, why don't you be your own man? Excuse me. Be your own man and adapt your own. You know, I do think his suits were beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I do think he dressed impeccably. But however, as far as being a man and things of that nature, I don't want people to think that he was the only one black man who wore. Because a lot of black men didn't have thoughts about these things until he came along, right? So a lot of guys kind of piggybacked what his thoughts were. You know what I'm saying? And then they tried to contrive. They tried to, you know, all of a sudden he got you thinking, right? And I guess that's okay in that regard. It's not the worst thing in the world. However, you know what I mean? Do you truly believe that? Or are you just piggybacking what someone else said? You know what I'm saying? And you know, in the end, are you willing to stand on it and just not dog a black woman? I don't particularly like that. I don't like that part about it at all. You know, I'm more into black masculinity. Personally, y'all know that. That's my passion. I'm speaking to women because, like I said, clearly I have, and I think that, you know, I appreciate my supporters, and I definitely want to acknowledge y'all. However, y'all know, you know what I'm saying, where my heart is. My heart is in black masculinity, because when you build strong black men, you have strong communities, and in the end, that's what I want to see my community grow. You don't mess with Donald Go. Hey, hey, Ugly Sanchez, I read all his books. I've been reading these books since I was talking that yin yang. There you go. Whatever, Melly. Ugly Sanchez, you don't mess with Donald Gordon. Yeah, I've read all his books. Melly, Horse Son, Black Girl Lost, Dope Fiend was a classic. My daddy had those books when I was a kid. I read those books when I was a kid, man. I'll never forget it, man. I would stay in some days, man, and read those books. So yeah, I did. I don't know if you knew this, but yeah, he actually lived a whole life. I think he went to the army at like 15, and you know what I'm saying. He left the army, and then he went from the army. You know what I'm saying. He started pimping, then he started doing dope, and then you know what I'm saying, he started writing about street guys, and then he went to prison, and that's where he started writing his books, and then he got on, and then I think some street guys killed him allegedly back in '73. So something along those lines. But yeah, I have read his books, man. Shout out to him. And stop calling me ma'am. I'm younger than you. Okay, well, right, Melly, man. I appreciate that. I still like to have respect for the people, for my ladies in here. Because, you know, there's a lot of people that think that I don't like black women. And I'm saying don't think I have respect for women. No, I don't have respect for you hood rats that go out here thinking that, you know, that the world owes you a man who makes a certain amount of money, and you come with these bastard children that you want him to take care of, when there's good quality men every day that will be willing to accept them. They're not even serious. They're not even like me. They would take you, but you act like these brothers don't exist. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? So no, I love, like in truth, I don't think any race, I don't put any race of, and but like I said, my issue is only, I speak to my community. You know what I'm saying? That's who my content is for. I don't hedge my bets. I'm not trying to get on in any another community and jump back over here and trying to be popular and this, that, and that. Everything I say, I truly believe. You know what I'm saying? Melly, I stopped calling her. Yeah, but right. How old is you, Melly? Yeah, right. How old is you? You cap. I think Melly low-key, I think you older than me for real. Melly might be older than me. And so, you know, when you're dealing with these things, y'all, like, in truth, we having a good time. But also, you know, understanding your place in this world is probably the best thing you can do. Where do you belong? You know what I'm saying? Understanding your place. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know their place. And that's where you get messed up in this world, because you don't know, you done forgot your lane. You know what I'm saying? You in a lane you ain't got no business in. You should be in a slow lane, but you in a fast lane. You're in the fast lane, but you need to be, you know what I'm saying? You need to be doing something else. Or you in the hole where you should be walking lane. You shouldn't even be out on the street. And so therein lies just turned 40. I knew you was old, Melly. Melly, you's an old duck, Melly. You's an old duck. When you just turned 40, when your birthday? When your birthday? And that ain't that young, neither, for real. Like you 40, but you in the 40 club. Shout out to the 40s. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, Yana, get out. Yana, stop laughing. This ain't no damn. She done. Yana talking about she dead. Listen, look, Gizmo just came over here with me, y'all. Look who finally came in to see her daddy. The Gizmo. She finally made her way over. Say hi, Gizzy. Say hi, Gizmo. Say hi to the people. Say hi. Look, Gizmo excited. Listen, y'all, I think she knows that she's on camera, too. I'm going to tell y'all something. This little girl is very, very special. She's very, very unique. The Giz is very, very unique. I couldn't be happier. You know, and y'all, when I want, you know, when in truth, I'm just be honest, y'all. I'm just a man who truly trying to make amends. I think that there's a piece of me I told y'all before, I'm kind of caught between heaven and hell. You know what I'm saying? I always kind of say that I'm kind of in purgatory. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I got an opportunity to go one way or another, right? And so the question is, which way am I gonna go? Right? And I think that through her, I can save my humanity. So I want y'all to know there's a selfishness there too, because I'm trying to get my humanity back. And through this little girl, I've had the opportunity to see some things in myself that I didn't quite know were there. And there's a lot of people that look at me for the negative and things of that nature. And that's okay, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, when you put yourself out there for public consumption, people have a right to draw conclusions and, you know, see things the way they want to see them. And, you know, and that's okay, right? However, I would like to think that there's a portion of me that will be judged by my works, right? And the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I'm here for this little girl every single day. You know what I'm saying? And I have, and I will continue to be so as long as the Creator puts breath in my body. You know what I mean? And she wants for nothing. You know what I mean? And you know, yes, there's things that I need to get together. You know what I mean? However, no, she do want for something. She needs for daddy, you know what I'm saying, to get her own house. She have her own room, right? But once again, as y'all see these things unfold, I will tell y'all some more once I get up out of here. And then I think it will come clear. It will become crystal clear, you know what I mean, why I couldn't do things the way a lot of people thought that I should do. Melly talking about shut up. Melly, you ain't. Melly's just mad because I cracked on her. She knows. Hey, Melly, you ain't no spring chicken in here, Melly. Melly a fall goose. Ah! Hey, man, why I say you a fall goose, not a spring chicken? But, yeah, wait, you more of a fall buzzard. You ain't in the winter. You definitely in the fall, though. That's for sure. You shout out. I'm hollering. So yeah, man, shout out to y'all. But listen, man, on the real. Let me see. Do you plan on staying in ATL when you leave there? Yeah, absolutely, Destiny One. Yeah, I decided to make it here, and I don't plan on running from nothing. That's exactly where we'll be, and I like to see. You know, I think there's opportunity here that you know, for me and for her, and so that's why, you know, I really want to give her every opportunity to be around quality black women so she can have the opportunity to grow and reach her full potential. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her to miss out on anything. And there's so much that I don't know, right? There's so much that I don't know. Don't remind you. Shout out to Millie. Don't remind me. There's so much that I don't know, and I need to be able to put her in the company of women who can be able to help guide her and give her the knowledge and things, you know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be certain conversations that I'm just not going to be privy to, right? There's certain conversations that are between women, young women, you know what I'm saying? There's just like there's certain conversations that are only for the men, young boys and men, you know, as they pass along the knowledge. And, you know, and it's so important to share. This is why I want her to have every opportunity, so that way she can be whatever the creator wants. You know what I mean? And she won't be deprived of any opportunity in any way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? I want that for her. Now, clearly, you know, some things are out of my control, but however, for the things that I can control, you know what I mean? As far as the rearing of her, you know, we all know that children go their own way, but the Quran says, train them up in the way they should go and they shall not depart, right? I think there's a lot of truth to that. I think there's a lot of truth. So you try to start early to build that foundation. So that way, good habits become just that. Habits, right? And those habits are the building blocks of your life. So regard the principles that you bought into then are the ones that save you when things happen. Because we all know, all of us can attest that life, as the saying goes, at some point in time. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about that. You know what I'm saying? Things are going to happen. How are you going to deal with it? How are you going to because here's the thing. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Daddy won't always be around to give instruction and to be able, yes, you'll have certain things you can look back into. You'll have a YouTube video that you can look back on. You'll have someone who knew me. You'll have something I wrote down. You'll have my words. But then, but now comes the showtime. You know what I'm saying? What did you learn? And how can you apply it? That's the truth about being a good teacher. I want to say this 100%. The students will tell the students dictate the teacher. How good are your students? What did they learn? You know what I'm saying? If your students cannot implement what you taught them, then how effective were you as a teacher? You know what I'm saying? Clearly, you didn't do the job that you thought. Somebody tell me where I got Principal A in here. Principal A, tell me if something that I'm saying is cap. Destiny 1 agrees with me. If somebody thinks listen, I don't have any problem with being correct. I want y'all to know that. Y'all know I read all of the stuff, whether I like it or don't like it. Or you know what I'm saying? I don't, whether it's or not saying, let me back that up. It's not whether I like it or don't like it, whether it's favorable or unfavorable. I'll read it. Just tell me if I'm wrong. Ugly Sanchez, the likes finally matched the viewers. Salute every shout out to Ugly Sanchez. Yes, it did. You know what I'm saying? Got more likes than views, which I appreciate. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always looking to cook. I'm always looking to chef up a miracle in this joint. And that's what I do. And I'm always looking to provide value. Before you can get value, you have to provide value. You know what I'm saying? And and Principal A said that's facts. And that's, you know, and thank you, Principal A. And this is from a woman who is you know what I'm saying, who is a principal, and she deals with these things every day. If the children are not learning anything, they cannot apply what you taught them, what the blank good are you as an instructor? You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna have to make that make sense to me, because if it cannot be applied, you failed. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You know what I'm saying? You did not do a good enough job. Now, some people will say that, you know, I don't think there is no such thing as a bad student. Only bad teachers. You know what I'm saying? So you know, in that regard, you know, we're not going to blame children for the way they turn out when they have people around them that failed them. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people who fail children every day. I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all going to be with me. Y'all going to be with me as long as the Creator allows. Because I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to continue to do this. This little girl will not be failed. This little girl will have every opportunity. I'll see that and I'll die for it. I'll give my life in order to see that she has every opportunity that she deserves. And that means sacrificing my pride. That means not getting out in these streets to try to make no quick money. That means me sucking it up and going to jobs, you know what I'm saying? And humbling myself, you know what I mean? In order to make sure I'm doing the right thing, in order to keep myself on the straight and narrow, you know what I'm saying? And that means going to school, get a skill trade, whatever that looks like. You know what I'm saying? In order to make sure that I'm doing the things that are conducive to giving her every opportunity. And the best thing I can do is be in her life. That's the best thing I can do. Because I'll tell y'all something. Let's say, for a minute, hypothetically speaking, I never achieve financial freedom, right? What would y'all consider financial freedom? What is considered financial freedom in this world? What is FU money? Is 5 million FU money? 10 million? What do you need? What do you need to have FU money? That means you can do whatever you want to do and can't nobody really tell you nothing for the most part. What would that be? Y'all give me a number, right? Let's say for a minute that's never on the table for me. Do we think, and that's not on the table for most people on this planet, so I wouldn't be falling far, you know what I'm saying? And from that, because most people will never achieve that financial freedom. Financial freedom is being able to do what you say whenever you want, right? So here's my thing. Yana said it all starts from home. I agree, Yana. You know what I'm saying? You're absolutely right. What did I teach her? Because here's the thing. If she didn't get anything from me, if she didn't get instruction, if she didn't see the way I moved, if she didn't learn anything from me, if I didn't give Gizmo anything, of substance, then what did I do? What, I left her some money? But a fool and his money will soon part. So I left her money, but I didn't leave her the instruction. I didn't leave her a proper foundation and a base. Now someone else can come in and tell my daughter and lead her in a way. How? You see what I'm saying? It's up to them. You know what I mean? Wait a minute. Last time I checked, she should have got that at home. She should have got that. She should have got that from her father. She should have gotten that structure at home. What needed to be done? What does need to be done? How to prioritize her time? How to not be easily manipulated, and how not to fall for things that glitter. You know what I'm saying? How not to be attracted to things. You know what I'm saying? I want my daughter to understand, you know what I'm saying, to be attracted to him. What is his character? What is he about? What is he made of? When the chips are down, is he there? Does he have a plan? Does he have a way to execute the plan? Is his plan a pipe dream, or is it a real objective? How important is his plan? Is he prioritizing his plan over her? Which he should do. That's another video. These are things, because when you have that as a man, you can get some money. You know what I'm saying? You can get some money. Oh, you can get some money. You know what I mean? That's the easy part. Now, I've had money. Question is, can you keep it? Which I didn't do, right? Can you maintain it? Can you learn something? Can you learn from the mistakes of the past? Are you able to this is why I don't gamble now, y'all. Y'all, it's so easy for me to try to get some extra money and this, that, and the third, because you be needing it. You know what I mean? I could absolutely use that. But in the end, what does it cost me? Right? What does it cost me? Yeah, I bet $50 on the game. Had the opportunity to hit for $4,500, right? If things add up. But the way I look at it now, that $50 is a can of milk for my daughter. That's the sure bet, right? I didn't think like that previously. Everything to me was big risk, big reward. That's how I used to always think. You gotta play big in order to win big. Yeah, that's great when you don't have people that are counting on you, right? That's great when you don't have, you know what I'm saying, when you don't have people that depend on you. And it's great when you hit. What about when I crap out, right? Then what? Where does that leave her? How can I then quantify and make that make sense from a, you know what I'm saying? How can I, because it's harder to recover, the older it's harder to recover from these mistakes. Y'all, I'm 44. It's harder to recover. You know what I mean? It's those financial losses don't hit the same. You know what I'm saying? Those losses and those mistakes, those missteps, they don't hit the same. They hit differently. It's like, man, when you lose and you're like, oh man, that's okay. Well, I pick myself up. Okay, let me get back at it. Right? Especially when she's looking at me and everything counts, and I know that the vultures are circling. I'd be a fool not to notice the buzzards that are circling and wanting to see me fail, and that are wanting to see my daughter in a situation where the state takes her, right? Or, you know what I mean? Or they have the ability to come in and tell me what to do and this, that, and man, I'm not going for that, man. I'm just not going for that. I'm just not going for that. I'm just not. I'm not built like that, and I think, no, man, every man should want to live life on his own terms. That's facts. Yes, it was a fall. That's his facts, right? It all starts at home. Right, okay, I'm going to make sure I got all y'all right. So, you know what I mean? So when I'm looking at these things, and when I'm trying to make the decision, I'm always thinking about what's best for her. You know what I'm saying? What's the best decision? You know what I mean? It's not about trying to hit a home run. It's just about trying to get on base. You know what I'm saying? And I never used to think like that. Like everything was big risk reward to me. Everything. I can't tell y'all that everything was big risk, big reward to me. You know what I'm saying? It was always that. Go hard or go home. I used to always tell my homeboys, like, listen, man, what are we playing out here for? Let's do this, let's do that. They're like, man, bro, you do. I'm like, bro, what is we out here playing for? We're going to try to get some money. Let's get some money. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop playing around. Let's really, really do this. You know what I'm saying? What I realize now, understanding, you know what I mean? Understanding the things that I know now, the race is, my mother used to always tell me, the race is not given to the swift. Y'all, it's given to the one who endures. Like, that's what I want to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I don't care nothing about what people say on the internet, because these people don't know me and they don't have anything of true substance. All they want to do is use somebody else's talking points or try to blame black men for everything, but yet, and say black men need to do better. Black men are, yes, okay, we all know that black men need to do better. We get that. We get that we have problems in our community, but you're not going to act like socioeconomic reasons have not affected us in a way that has been disproportionately unfair. You're not going to act like that didn't exist. And so that's my issue. It's not that you want to hold your own community accountable. I'm all for that. However, you have to throw the caveat in there. We're not in this circumstance by happenstance. You know what I'm saying? You know, this didn't just befall us, right? There were systematic things that were put in place in order to put us in a subservient position. So we have to shake a lot of those slave mind, a lot of that slave ignorant mind of making excuses, A. B, blaming the white man. C, you have to blame yourself, hold yourself accountable. D, recognize that yes, things did happen. But the most important part is 5. That's still no excuse to fail. You know what I'm saying? You still have to persevere. You still have to persevere because that's what men do. You have to persevere because people are watching you. People are watching me. Now, people are rooting for me. I have 14 people here rooting for me. You know what I'm saying? I have 15 people, you know what I'm saying, rooting. You know what I mean? And they're coming in slowly. The supporters are, I think, at 400 now. Never, you know what I'm saying? It's more than I've ever had, right? At some point in time, that was one of my goals. My next number is 500. Then from there, 1,000. They're going to come in slow. It's supposed to be hard because if it was easy, everybody would do it. But I want a natural, organic base. I'm not going to do things for clicks and likes in order to get on real fast and flame out like some cornball. I'm not doing it. And I'm not going to say what people want me to say in order to make them happy. I don't do that. That ain't how I'm built. And any real man don't roll like that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who y'all listen to that do that is not worth your time, because you should be able, even if you don't agree with everything I said, at least you can respect the fact that I stood on it, right? And I'm also willing to take in new information Even if it's contrary to what I believe. And I think that's worth respect. That and the fact that I'm doing this in real time with this little girl. So as a black person, you should be rooting for me. And if you're not rooting for me, it's because you hate yourself and you hate your own people. Right? And I said this initially on the I said if I was white, y'all, let's be real. It's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna wrap this up because y'all know I like to keep it here. Y'all tell me, if I were white, y'all just take this, let's just say, ooh, how much love and support would I be getting knowing my story as well as y'all do, as much y'all do, right? What you do know. Knowing my circumstances and story, how much support would I be getting from the black community? Somebody tell me right now, do they think I would get less or would I get more? I got 14 people in here. I would appreciate a vote. I'm interested to see how many people think that I would get less support or more support if I were of a different ethnicity, if I were a white man. From the black community now. I'm not talking about from the white community. I'm talking from black people specifically. Would I receive more support or less? 17 people now. 17. Shout out to 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. 17. Would I get less support or more from my own people? You're doing a great job. It's only up from here. Thank you, Yana. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? I believe that to be the case. Because here's the thing. I believe this stuff to be true. That had I been another race, had I been a white man, but my black people would have loved me. They would have came up with every single excuse in order to justify and to help me. They would have. Great question. I don't know. Thank you, Destiny One, but I appreciate you. That's a great question, right? Something to put in the old peanut box. You know what I'm saying? And kick it around. We'll kick it about that on Tuesday. You know what I mean? If you don't have a response now, that's fine. Let me know on Tuesday when you tap back in, because I'm going to tap back in. They pick and choose who to support. That's facts, Yana. That's facts. This is big facts. And so, but I do appreciate Destiny saying she doesn't know. But like I said, I'm really interested to know. Because what I see is a community, like Yana said, they pick and choose. And I did a video on this. Y'all saw the video where the white boy, felon, begging for cash apps, had no place to go. Baby mother said he was, you know what I'm saying, she was jumping on him and she went to jail or something like that. He's in the club making it rain. Now, Figgy said that wasn't with the same money that was previous. That's fine. But this is what he does with money. I don't know if he did it with their money. Black women were shouting him out. They loved him. They love that, and they'll say, look at him. But you won't lift up a black man who's been in my circumstances, who is literally change his life in real time, and who's doing this thing on a real day-to-day basis. You won't look to me. You won't look to me and lift me up. Now, once again, I don't need anybody to lift me up. The Creator lifts me up. That's not the point. I don't want anybody to ever think that I'm looking for anybody to lift me up. The Creator lifts me up. And I draw my strength from my Creator. I'm just simply drawing the contrast. Be it as it may. Let me see. We can be our own worst enemy. This is facts. This is facts, Principal A. And this is something that we need to worry about. This is something we need to concern ourselves with. Absolutely. And so I think that as time goes on, when I'm proven to be correct, which I absolutely will, because you know what I'm saying? I absolutely am going to be proven to be correct. As time goes on, we'll be able to deal with these things in a more systemic fashion, a real fashion, and be able to have greater conversations about these things, to be able to bring about the real change that we want in our community. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, as usual. Y'all know I don't like to go over. I went over by a few minutes. I don't like to hold y'all a lot. It's getting dark. The kids out. Y'all look at them guns. Y'all welcome to the guns. Look at that. Kids, look at that. Look at Daddy's guns. Are you impressed? Y'all say goodnight to the kids. Oh, the kids done. I don't mean to put your business out there, but Lord have mercy. That's why she was so quiet. Shout out to all y'all for being here. I want to thank y'all for, you know what I'm saying, tapping in the Gizmo and the Goon. I want to thank, you know what I'm saying, I want to thank y'all because it means so much to me. You know what I mean, however I get it, I want y'all to just keep track of, you know what I'm saying, everything I say. Stay posted. Send a message on, you know what I'm saying, if y'all know anybody pass the message on. You know what I'm saying? Send it to somebody. Shout out to everybody. Thank everybody. I'll see y'all next time on Gizmo and the Goon. And we out of here. I was trying to hit the like. Oh, okay. All right. I was trying. All right. Okay, I got it. Let me put my mean face on.